Happy Monday all. Hope we're very well. You are going to have to help me out a little bit because the setup is all over the place at the moment. First of all, is the audio coming through okay? Can we even hear anything? Because that's been a challenge. The other challenge we have moving between different platforms is being able to see the chat. So let me know. Is the audio coming through all right? Can you hear music? Can you hear me? Certainly, I don't think there's going to be any alerts today. Who knew that hot-footing it between different streaming platforms would be so difficult? Goodness me. 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4 hours this morning dancing between different brands. I thought it would be as simple as a click of a button, a flip of a switch, if you will. Not a bit of it. It is an absolute challenge. But still, we've got all of our favourite regulars over here. Isaac Lockett is the first one in. He's there. We follow him everywhere. It's me. Wolf is second in. Early start this morning. Wolf, tell me. We have coffee in hand. Hope you're very well. JB is with us. Here he is indeed. Sean Paul. Bad news, Sean. Bad news for you, I'm afraid. Bad news for me. Vallecano got promoted. They won the playoffs, I'm afraid. Thoughtseize with us. Very impressed. Llama has managed to press the right buttons. Thoughtseize, I've pressed all of the buttons. Every single one. Basically, coming back over to YouTube, everything is a complete mess now. I set up multiple profiles in a piece of software called OBS, hoping I could just effortlessly move between one and the other. Oh my goodness me. It's not worked out like that at all, but I think we're live. I think it's working. I think we're going to play a little bit of Crystal Palace this afternoon, so we'll see how it goes. Gavin Brash is with us. Absolute hero of mine now, Gavin Brash. Literally, he walks across water whenever he wants, Gavin Brash. He basically took my stream on Twitch on Friday night that was held together with sticky take blue tack milk bottle tops and wasn't working at all. And basically, in the course of a couple of Discord messages, Gavin Brash completely sorted it out, and he is an absolute hero for that. Rook's in as well. Hope we had a good evening at work, Rook, if we are indeed working. Simon Thornley is with us. Welcome into you, Simon. Rugio, another absolute hero who volunteered his services to help mod over on Twitch with Thoughtsy and Gavin Brash and Craig and Joshua Brown. I didn't even know modding was a thing. It turns out it is. Turns out they're incredibly useful as well. We should have set this up months ago. Wolfie not following on the purple brand. I wouldn't worry about that. We've had quite the whirlwind over there. Thank you for Rook. Thank you to Simon. Thank you to Talis. Everybody saying that the sound levels are okay. Let me know as well, by the way, if the music is a little bit loud and a little bit obnoxious. I'm not sure I've got that level quite right. By the way, Talis, we will start by having a look at some Crystal Palace kits this stream. Don't you worry about that, my friend. Thoughtsy, I thought you just changed your streaming key, and that's it. Thoughtsy, there are plenty of naive people out there that thought it would be as simple as that. Goodness me, no. Goodness me. Craig, welcome in, my friend. Craig, over on the other brand, I've taken you up on your very kind offer to be a mod over there. If we ever make it back over there, you have the sword of power. Pokes is in. Valderlama. Pokes, you beautiful human being, you. It's great to see some old friends over here. Jamie's with us. Welcome in, Jamie. Good evening, I should say, shouldn't I, Jamie? Gavin Brash, always got time to help our friend Lama. Oh, my goodness me. You're so kind. You're so kind and incredibly patient, I should add. Wolf, Coffee, and succumbed and bought FM23 about 2 weeks ago. Currently doing a bit of director of football in Serie C. Now you're talking, I was going to say talking my language. My Italian is, well, non-existent. With Racan Not a club I'm familiar with, but it's absolutely not going well, which is the very best kind of save. Dean Gripton, why here, not Twitch? I don't even know, Dean. I'm running around in circles, completely unsure as to which platform to stream on. We'll get into that later on. Rook, FIFA database save update. Here we go. This is what we come to school for. Finished season 16th at Seoul. Hokkaido Sapporo, that's your old club, isn't it? Got promoted. Ended the season on a 6-game losing streak. Oh no. Stinger's with us. Absolute hero that he is, with a huge raid yesterday that made the stream. Absolutely made it over on the other brand. By the way, on OBS, I'm getting updates about who is following over on Twitch. So, Wolf Tracks and Shellboy249, thank you. It's not on this platform, but thank you anyway. Stinger, more mods than you've got subscribers. I don't really think that's true. I was just watching your day in the life of vlog. Honestly, Stinger, we've been chatting for months, years via Discord. I never knew your alarm went off at 1:30 a.m. So when I'm asking you questions at 10:30 at night on Discord, well, I'm going to stop doing that anyway. I'm going to stop doing that. Rook, didn't work last night. That's a result. Due to a holiday this week, you only work 3 days. Living the dream. Living the dream. Craig, not a promotion. It's me that's thanking you. JB, yeah, Pokes is on the loose. Keep an eye on him. Talis, I'm sure they will like the new kits. We'll get to those. Dean, fair enough. Try it all and see what suits best. I know what I want to do, Dean, but I'm the most indecisive person in the world. There's so much to factor in. Not least the fact that so many very, very kind people have pledged. 50 people have been pledged. And that's in no small part down to the kindness of Joshua Brown gifting out memberships left, right and centre. We've got 50 channel members here on YouTube now. And if I move full-time over to Twitch, I'm not giving them anything there. Rook as well, by the way. Thank you for following over on Twitch. And that doesn't sit easy with me. So I'm having a real good think about what we do. And maybe you can help me this stream. Maybe you can counsel me into the right moves to make. And we'll talk more about the pros and cons of different platforms for streaming. The pros of one, and there aren't really any cons. And the cons of the other, and the cons are pretty significant. JB, you think you'd need to do a week or so of YouTube to make sure everyone knows you'll be on Twitch before you migrate? That's if we migrate, Joshua Brown. Planning on doing any more Love Island avoidance streams? I went back downstairs last night after streaming, and I thought Below Deck would be on. But no, there was some Love Island stuff. I don't follow it myself, but that seemed to be what was going on. Recante promoted last season, ended up with them by random choice. Quite a challenge, Wolf, I'd imagine. A Serie C save for me is long overdue. There's only so many saves I can do. And again, we can talk about that later on this stream as well. Joshua Brown is an absolute legend. In fact, this stream is going to reference Joshua Brown's legendness. We'll get to that in a moment. 50 channel members. Well, it's not well done to me, Wolf. It's just due to the kindness of people out there. You'll know yourself from streaming on Twitch. There's some very kind people. Can chat with you about platforms and what to do if you want. Always happy to help. I appreciate that, Wolf. I mean, I'd love people's ideas. I mean, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how easily it sits with me. Rook, nobody tell him about the programs that let him stream on both platforms. Honestly, wrapping my head around just one platform is enough, Rook. And TaylorMade Gaming, you won't know this, but I was in your stream last night. But I was on my phone, and I've never watched a YouTube stream on my phone before. I couldn't find a way of saying hello or introducing myself. So I was incredibly rude, but I was watching, Spencer. I was watching. I just didn't know how to announce that. So apologies for that. Let's jump into some Football Manager because, of course, we are playing at Crystal Palace. And, well, we're having a bit of a time. Quite enjoying the new club, I have to be honest. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to move boxes around and OBS is not playing nicely with me. We played 5 games at the end of last season after we joined from Rayo Vallecano. Rayo Vallecano were on the skids when we left them. They've recovered. I think they won virtually every game between us leaving and the end of the season. They switched to a 4-2-3-1, which I'm always too stubborn to play because I think it's a bit of a rat tactic. But I think I'm about 2 years out of date on that. And they blitzed their way, beat Real Oviedo in the playoff final. They'll be playing La Liga football next season. They were better off without me. We've been doing a little bit of rebuilding work at Crystal Palace. If you saw on the purple brand the other day, you'll have seen what we were up to. We've done a little bit more work this morning, although I was having to play a couple of minutes of Football Manager and then do more work trying to set up the stream this morning. So it's been a little arduous, we will say. What else have we got here? What else have we got? Thoughtsy, in your, what's that? HO, humble opinion? Do a month of YouTube now, at least to give warning. Then stream weekly on Twitch, launch a separate YouTube save in FM24, which also has occasional streams. Oh, that's a lot. I'm trying to simplify things here, Thoughtsy. I'm trying to simplify things. JB, what are the requirements for affiliate? You think it's called on Twitch, the one that lets you have subs, bits and all the rest. No idea what bits are, by the way, or what all the rest is. Or yes, the obvious is just streaming on both. Yeah, it's incredibly hard streaming on both. I think to go back to Twitch, it's going to be another 4 hours of work on software. Saw, nice to see you, Saw. Hope all is well. How was the stream on the purple brand on Friday? All right, I think. I had fun. I don't know about everybody else. I think yesterday was better than Friday. There's a little bit, slightly fewer technical issues. But yeah, hopefully it was all right. Isaac, yeah, it doesn't let you chat. Well, there you go. Doesn't let you chat. That's Spencer. That's why I couldn't get it sorted. But I was watching on my phone and it was a lovely little stream. I had a great time. But I was trying to type you a message and there was no dice. Here we go. Stinger knows all about Twitch. We need 50 followers, an average of 3 viewers, and stream 500 minutes or more over 30 days. Oh, well. I think we're there on the followers. I don't know about the other bits and pieces. Benjamin, welcome to the Llama Army for a second month. You absolute beautiful human being, you. Hopefully we got all the issues with Twitch sorted out for people like your good self, Benjamin. You can always upload VODs to YouTube as well. That's a thing, yeah, but downloading a 2.5 hour stream and then uploading it again, I don't know how much work that is. I need to speak to somebody that's got experience of doing it. Fundamentally, there has to be something regular on the YouTube channel. Indeed. So if it's not streams, it means a new Let's Play series. So we've been thinking about that. And Simon, that'll be music to your ears, won't it? Got no game. Happy Monday. We're all in good form. Thoughtsy, if you get chat to appear on stream, then use the software to throw the feed to both. I don't know what that would involve. Got to remember, I'm a very old person. And Craig, stream on Twitch and hire an editor. I'll put the highlights on YouTube. Seems to be the done thing. That's the done thing for people that have viewers. That allows you to pay for an editor. I'm not sure. That is me right now. Should we get into some Football Manager and show you who we've been signing? Shall we? We've brought in quite a few players now. We've been pretty busy, both last night over on Twitch and this morning. They had already signed Tyler Morton. They had him on loan last season, and they had a contract agreed to bring him in. There he is. He's pretty so-so, if you ask me. I'd have liked a little bit more for £30 million, but there you go. For free, I've bought in Max Lacroix, who's 33 years old, but physically he's actually one of our better players despite his advancing years. He's going to be a starting centre-back for us this season. And then I've tried to bring in a bit of youth, which I think the club was sorely lacking. So we've got Flavio, a 22-year-old Brazilian who is ostensibly a striker but can also play in the attacking midfield areas. We've brought in another younger player, Adrian Biasoli, an Argentinian midfielder. We've brought in more of a ball-winning midfielder in the shape of Fabrice Biasense. Only 19 years old, so doesn't even need to be kind of like formally registered in order to appear, which I think is very nice. And I've just noticed myself, worth potentially £72 million. We picked him up for 11.5. And then we've just signed Santiago Rosales, a 23-year-old who's got one cap for Argentina. Bit more of a backup player, I fancy. And at the back end of last season, we also bought in none other than Yusufa Makoko to give us a little bit more competition up front. People were telling me on Twitch last night that a lot of Makoko is randomized, as in it's not hard-coded into Football Manager. And I don't think we've got the best version. He barely had a kick for Dortmund in 10 seasons there. And he's going to finish off his career at Queen's Park Rangers. We brought in another youngster in the form of Samir Karic, Swiss. Thought he will like that. 20 years old, a wonder kid. I think they're playing fast and loose with the term wonder kid here, by the way. Looks like a championship right winger to me, but we'll take it. We'll take it. And then the other bit of business we did, we brought in a couple of squad players. Got No Game is a big fan of Ross Healy-Byrne. He's very much a backup, as is Joe Logan. He's a backup to the backup, but a model citizen, and both of those were free. The other big bit of business we did was to bring in a player called James Bangura, who can either be a centre-back or a defensive midfielder. Not the quickest, but I think will be nice. Nice at both, I think. Nice at both. I've missed all kinds of chat here. Pokesy, you reckon stream on Twitch and then post videos on YouTube, Let's Plays with some absurd rules you tend to put in place? Yeah, I mean, that's a plan. Thoughty, Dual-Lojo Zealand. Okay. So, I mean, there you go. We're talking about very, very different people here. Me, Lelujo, Zealand. And give your editor revenue a split of YouTube instead of a massive fee. So, I mean, just to give you a little bit of look behind the curtain there, Thoughtsy. If I was to put out an episode of Mercenary, for example, which tended to get about 1,000 views per episode, that would make about £4. So if I split that 50-50 with an editor, would be £2 each. And I don't think I'm going to find anybody that's going to edit my videos for £2. I don't think. I mean, with Lelujo, I mean, he was already huge before he struck that deal, and I don't think it's feasible for me, really. I mean, I had an editor for my videos for the manager's seat. My videos for the manager's seat would tend to make me £10 if it did well, £20 if it did really well. And I was getting them edited for £15 per episode. So I was basically giving all my manager's seat revenue away to an editor to see if it would lighten the load a little bit. Because what we've got to factor into all of our plans here, and this is something that you lot don't really know about, is that I have a third YouTube channel, which is the cause of my primary income. And I've not really put a video on there for 3 years. And I really need to get back on the horse there. So I need to try and ease back from the amount of Football Manager that I'm doing and ease more in to educational videos again. JB, Llama can't hire an editor just yet. See where he is in 12 months. I don't think I'll be much further along in 12 months. This is very much a hobby. Lacroix is a glorious man. I think he's quite nice. Just checked how long you have had to stream regarding what Stinger said. It's 8 hours, which is basically 4 separate 2 to 3 hour streams, which isn't too bad. No, to make affiliate, Benjamin, it's fairly forgiving, I think. Sean, afternoon, one and all. Sean, very, very pleased that you've joined us this afternoon. Know that you had some appointments last week. Of course, those are very, very private to you, but been thinking of you, and I hope that they went very well. And thank you for joining us this afternoon. I hope you are the happiest of hammers. Speaking of happy, Thoughts is happy that we've got a Swiss Wonder Kid. Simon, we've sold him to QPR already. Who have we sold to QPR? Did we sell? Oh, goodness me. I'm clicking all kinds of wrong buttons here. Did we sell a player to QPR? Oh, I've missed something. I've missed something here. David Jameson. Wait, this isn't Twitch. It isn't. It isn't. Who knows when we'll be back over there. It did go quite well. You have free labour right here in your house. Put those kids to work editing videos. Do you know what? The eldest in particular is so technological. But you know, kids these days, they can't use PCs. PCs are so outdated. Kids don't go anywhere near them. Literally, my kid can text whilst holding his phone inside the pouch of a hoodie. But you ask him to send an email, has not got a clue what he's doing. JB, Twitch and YouTube will feed off each other. The following will balloon in no time. You believe. Not sure I believe, which is why I'm umming and ahhing. You're surviving off revenue from a dormant channel. Yeah. It's because when it comes to making videos about A-level business, for those of you that are abroad, A-level is kind of like the English equivalent of SATs if you're American. Yeah, I'm pretty much the only person making videos about A-level business. So I get lots of views on there. And I also sell my resources because people know who I am. And I tutor people because they know who I am. So that's how I make my living. But yeah, I need to get back into that channel. I kind of drifted away from it when I started making Football Manager content because Football Manager content was more fun. Some would say even a passion. But Football Manager does not pay the bills. The other channel does. Which is why we've got some big decisions to be making. Affiliate's okay. It's partner that sucks. Why does partner suck, JB? As in terms of qualifying for it? Yeah, I don't think there's any way we ever become a Twitch partner. You need to average 75 viewers every stream for a month. I don't see that. I don't see that. Trackers is with us, and it's never anything short of a pleasure to have young Trackers with us. Hope you're well, sir. Is it a rare day off? Congrats if it is. Congrats if it is. KD3's with us as well. I was thinking about you actually earlier, KD3. Because I was thinking about a new save in Poland. And I was going to enlist your help to work out how to pronounce the teams if I went down that route. Nothing's decided yet. Makoko ready for the season. We played a couple of pre-season friendlies already, and he's been in barnstorming form so far. Scored on his friendly debut, and then got 2 against Pironja, old friend of ours. We're going to be playing Birmingham in a friendly next, and then we've got the Casino Square Trophy, which is a nice little money spinner for us. We're We're bringing Monaco, Ajax and Stuttgart over to Selhurst Park. Bit of an eye-opener for them. Stuttgart are actually big these days, by the way. I think they're in the Champions League semi-finals last season. So we're going to be playing in the Casino Square Trophy, which will be nice, I think. Craig, you said Makoko was finishing his... Oh, did I say QPR? Is that what Simon was referring to? Well, you never know. He might be finishing his career at QPR. We'll see. We're Crystal Palace. We've got to remember that. Every time I was doing a stream at Rayo Vallecano, I had to check myself because I kept wanting to say Rayo Valladolid. That would have confused a lot of people. Sean, it went well, thanks. That is the most important bit of news I think we're going to have today. Forget any old nonsense that I'm mulling over. That is the important bit. Isaac, goodness me, you still need therapy from your A-levels. Oh, well. You're studying for a doctorate now, aren't you, Isaac? So I'm sure it all went okay. JB, partner's got tons of requirements, and I don't actually know what partner gets you. It gets you a greater share of the revenue that you make, I think. I think when you are a Twitch affiliate, you get 50% of any revenue you make on the platform. I think. And I think a partner, that increases to 70%. So when people like Dr. Benji have got, what, 1,200 subscribers at $3.99 each, that's what, £4,800 a month. My maths is correct. And Dr. Benji gets 70% of that, I think. Whereas if he was an affiliate, he would only get half of that. Which is one of the things that makes YouTube a more, I was going to say profitable, but break-evenable platform to stream on. In that you get 70% from the get-go on YouTube. So when people like the wonderful, the lovely, the incredible, the fabulous Benjamin Bessemer gift memberships to the very lucky and equally lovely Craig, that's very, very kind of you. And when that's done over on Twitch, the person who's streaming doesn't get to see as much of it as they do over here. So thank you very much for that, Benjamin. That is incredibly kind and never, ever taken for granted. And one of the things that makes it harder to potentially go and stream somewhere else, because so many of you have shown such incredible support so far. KD3, let you know, I will message you if that save goes ahead. We've got a lot to decide. I'll tell you what I'm thinking in a moment. Trackers, Monday's his day off. That's nice, Trackers. But you have to do, am I right, Trackers? You have to do a bit of Saturdays. So is Monday your day off? Because you have to sacrifice your Saturdays. What's this? They want him on loan. They can have him on loan. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of him. Isaac currently on a 20-day streak on Duo learning Polish. I don't know what Duo is. Is that like some kind of language platform? Why are you learning Polish, Isaac? What are you up to? What's your plans here? JB Mom, look, the streamer did a thing about... We did do a thing about you. We got to find any little ways we can, Joshua, to just thank you for your incredible generosity recently. I think naming a tournament the Casino Square Trophy, which I'm thinking will become an annual competition wherever we play. I think that's the very least we can do, isn't it? QPR, indeed. Rook, indeed. JB, subs are $4.49, are they? They gone up? Am I a bit out of date? I was throwing those around left, right and centre over the weekend, so I'm best have a look at how much I'm spending. Goes out the joint account. Mrs. Llama knows what I'm up to. Tuesday to Saturdays, Trackers. Mondays is YouTube day. Well, do share. You doing a bit of Eagles? Oh, you got like a new little tactical recreation. If it's all top secret, we completely understand. Completely understand. Duolingo, the owl, teaches you languages. Rooks in 670 days learning Korean. Wow. Linguistically, I'm absolutely appalling. For those of you that understand the English education system, I did GCSE German, and in that I got an E grade. And I cheated. So I am no linguist. I mean, you've heard the French. That was impressive, but I am no linguist. Okay. Rosales has just joined the club. But yeah, Soli's picked up an injury already. That's disappointing. 3 weeks, potentially. Very disappointing. Likewise, you think you gave 200 to second yellow card. Hurry up and get affiliate. I'm next on the list. You've shown enough kindness to me. Enough kindness to me. And Sean. Goodness me, Sean. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you very much towards the editor fund. Do you know what? I actually, I had really bad insomnia last night, so I've been up since about 4. And 4 till 6, I spent making a day planner for how I can try and squeeze everything in. Stream on YouTube, stream on Twitch, and create a YouTube series. And edit that myself. And take kids all over the county playing football and swimming. And tutor. But Sean, that is incredibly kind. Thank you very much for that. Always appreciated. So glad that last week went well for you. Trekkers, it's an Ian Everett day. And there you go. You can see he's a Yorkshireman. Ends it in lad. Ends it in lad. May as well put an A up at the start of that, Trekkers. Okay, I probably need to get a little bit of game time into some of the... We used to call them stiffs. What should we call them? The squad players. And the other thing I desperately need to do is to try and sign a backup right back. Definitely that's the final thing that's on my shopping list, I reckon. Matos in. We'll get Flavio. In fact, we won't get Matos in. We'll get Karic in. In fact, we'll get Flavio up front, I think. Play a bit of a rotated side. We're taking on our old club, Birmingham. We're playing a few of our old clubs during pre-season. Had a nice little friend against Pironha, who was our second club in Mercenary. And we've taken on Bromley in a friendly as well. That's our third club from this journeyman. Now we're taking on Birmingham City before we get out there for Casino Square Trophy semi-final action against Monaco. I'm bringing me on a ridiculous highlight package, forgive me. Trek was telling me the key. By the way, we're both playing in white kits, which is confusing. Everybody's in white. Hold on 1 second. What's going on here? If I change that to 2D, is that going to be better? What else have I missed? Cheated and got... Yeah, Craig, I was not great, I'm afraid. Not great at German. It wasn't my fault that I cheated. It was the school's fault. Oh, Karic on his debut. This was not my fault, by the way. Not my fault. But before my German GCSE oral exam, they put me in a classroom that had like all of the information for my oral up displayed on the walls. I think it was back in the olden days before there were really standards or anything. It didn't help me at all. I was still absolutely clueless. Greeno's in. How are we all? Surreal experience yesterday. First time being recognised by a stranger due to YouTube. That's incredible, Greeno. Congrats. It is very discombobulating. I understand. I once, not from Football Manager. I've never been spotted for Football Manager YouTubing, but from my other channel, I took my eldest son to Curry's, which is for foreigners. It's an electrical retailer in the UK. Just to buy a TV. And I'm like, oh my God, I watch you for my A-levels. Oh, brilliant. Just on a TV. Very, very awkward, isn't it, Greeno? So was it for, did you say, was it for the Greeno Eats, or was it somebody that remembers you from FM YouTubing, Greeno? You're a celeb. Honestly, I bet you barely get around the Dorset cribbage scene without being spotted these days, do you? Flavio on the score sheet as well. We like that. Craig got a C in French 25 years ago. Trebon. Joshua, see, you've inspired Sean to help our llama friend. That was the goal. Joshua, you know you're fabulous. You're kind of like channel manager these days, I think, aren't you? Sean, that's right. Not quite as much as you, though. Sean, don't think that it doesn't mean the world. Honestly, just people choosing to spend their afternoons chatting with me whilst we play a bit of Football Manager. That is a gift. That is a gift. We've got Gray on the ball. Oh, I should have rotated him out, shouldn't I? He needs to come off at half time. JB, given the number of games we usually get through, is this the Casino Square Trophy stream? Absolutely. I was trying to get up to the Monaco game, but I was honestly so busy trying to sort the stream out this morning. I only got as far as this Birmingham game. Even the Piranha one I had to play on no highlights just to try and whiz through. Half-time break, and I've accidentally left one of my midfielders out there. I wanted to rotate out the squad, so let's get him off. In fact, I've left... No, it is just Archie Gray. And we can really run the rule, I think, over our new signings in the Casino Square Trophy. I think Monaco will be a very stern test. A couple of the players that we were interested in signing during the pre-season chose to go to Monaco rather than us. So that, you know, they're a big club. Again, Champions League club. Ooh, that was a close one for Birmingham. Thoughtsy. Today, you learnt a Yorkshire phrase, Bärns läckigt back. And the Swedish Bärn läckigt i backen means the same thing. What does that... Bärns as in youngsters? I know people in the northeast call children Bärns, don't they? Thoughtsy, this made more sense when I was talking about Yorkshire, but chat is 10 minutes behind. Is it? Is it behind? Hold on. This is... This is, of course, I apologise, one of the difficulties of moving between platforms. Greeno, it's Greeno Eats Stuff. Your FM Greeno alter ego remains under the radar. Talking of cribbage, dates for the new league season start mid-October. It's always exciting, isn't it? Always exciting when the new cribbage fixtures are released. Apologies, Thoughtsy. Stream Elements is down. I can't reconnect that back to YouTube. Let Birmingham back into the game here. So honestly, I'm basically trying to copy messages down on pen and paper. Simon Thornley, it's not technologically behind, just Llama reading. Okay. So the messages are coming through real time, are they, Simon? Basically, Simon, I read yours out as soon as it popped up on screen there. So, it's sorry, as Simon very kindly points out, it's me that's slow. Gremlins, Gremlins. Nice to see you, by the way. Are we on a cheeky belt? No, we can't be on a Belgian lunch break. It's nearly 10 to 3 in the afternoon. Either it's a beautiful day off or you're working from home and you've been distracted into chatting on here when you really should be working. The messages are coming through fine. Wasn't a dig, but you do think Simon Thornley's right. I think it's your old man brain. I remember, I've had about 3 hours sleep, Thoughtsy. 3 hours sleep. Suffering from terrible insomnia at the moment. I sleep for maybe 2-3 hours and then that's it. Maybe people as senior as I can let me know. Is that an age thing? Nah, I just don't feel like working. That's the spirit, Yuck, and that's the spirit. By the way, Yuck, I don't know whether you know this, but I tried streaming on Twitch over the weekend. And flipping from one streaming platform to the other is not as simple as you would probably make it, because you'd know what you're doing. I found it very difficult. Simon, how long are Belgian lunch breaks? 6 to 7 years on average. And they always include beers, don't they? Every single time. Well, you could argue that chat is so lively with, I read that as thongs, but that's throngs. Throngs of fans that no human could keep up with all the messages. We do have lively chat, don't we? I'm quite proud of that. Quite like that. Deschamps taking over, and I saw that. How old was he, by the way? He's got to be ancient now, hasn't he? Got to be in his late 60s, 64. He's been about, I reckon, hasn't he? Been at Dortmund, been at Gladbach, been at Spurs, not for a long time, typical Spurs. And he was Marseille manager, going back to where he won the Champions League. At Lazio, at Bilbao, at Port. Goodness me. He's been around, hasn't he? How many times has he been sacked? Sacked by France. Left Porto of his own accord. Left Bilbao of his own accord. Sacked by Lazio. Sacked by Spurs. Spursy things. Left Gladbach because he wanted to move to Dortmund. Left Dortmund because he wanted... Man in demand. Very much a man in demand. You're not having my third choice goalkeeper. No. Craig, your sleep is very sporadic. Not working helps you catch up when you need it. Yeah, well. Oh, what? Look. I'm just trying to stream here, Luis Maximiano. I don't have time for disgruntlement. Thoughtsy, Zealand set you your fat chair. Thoughtsy. Let me see if I can give the camera a little nudge. Oh, wrong way. That's not how things work. That's not how things work. Zealand will do all right out of that video as well. I think it's already on about 130,000 views, which is about what my other channel, my proper channel, will get in, well, a month. No, everybody's after Tyler Bullock. Can I stop them coming in for him? Because it's getting irritating. Yeah. Take him off the loan list. That'll help, I reckon. Brian, sleeping at night for you is a series of naps ranging from 1 to 3 hours. There we go. This is what's happening with me at the moment. Isaac, still not as old as Roy Hodgson, who's just been announced as the Palace manager again. Makes you wonder why they got rid of him. Speaking of Nufka, what do we think of them signing Tonali? I think that's a pretty good bit of business. Compared to the price tag of Declan Rice, seems quite good to me. What do you think, Spencer? Green Wales in. Good to see you. Nice to have you here. Thoughtsy. You could always do like the kids in Pink Floyd's Brick on the Wall and Suit for 1 million. Sue for 1 million in a few years. I don't think so. KD3, this is a concerning little message. Is it you, or is the quality of video worse today? I've got it open on my screen and I've got it in HD. And it looks all right to me, I think. You're absolutely right that I did play around with the bitrate, Jochen. The scoundrel that he is. It's such a nightmare moving between YouTube and Twitch. I've broken everything and literally spent 4 hours trying to put it together thread by thread. Apologies if the quality's not quite as good today. I can almost hear Jochen's eyes rolling all the way. All the way from Belgium. Oh, there they go again. He's rolled them again. Got to remember that Jochen is a lot younger than me. What are you, Lade Amos? You just turned 40, which practically makes you a millennial. Video quality is noticeably better on Twitch. Yeah, everything was easier on Twitch, Joshua. Everything, from going live to setting up the stream, everything was easier on Twitch. And it was a lot of fun over there, I have to say. Being raided was a bit of a thrill. You don't get that over on YouTube. Our good friend Stinger jumped over yesterday with lots of viewers, and the whole stream was fabulous from then on. Rice from West Ham's very expensive. Not sure why. Only a couple of quid from Tesco. You could throw in a whole ham with it for cheaper. Looking forward to seeing Tonali in the Prem and the jumping quality they've had going from Shelvey to Tonali. Yeah, that's pretty big, isn't it? Been quite quiet though, haven't they, Newcastle? For a club that must have fairly deep pockets. Do I need to register anybody else? Under 21, under 21, under 21. That's fine. No, we're looking good. We're looking good. We'll check it out later. Can't change it while streaming it anyway. You can see the back of your head. Yeah. Oh, you're from 1982. What a vintage year. What a vintage year. I squeezed into the 80s as well. Here we go. Game day is upon us. The Casino Square Trophy semi-final. By the way, we need to check in with young JB over at Vallecano. Some people were asking over on Twitch if we were going to make a bid. I think Vallecano would let him go now that they're in the La Liga. Oh, FFP means they can't spend too much. Oh, yeah, Man City seem to spend a lot of money there, don't they? Forgive me. I'm auto-numbering the squad. Apologies. I'm not one of those that gets fanatical. I mean, I have got OCD worse than anybody I know. And even I don't get fanatical about squad numbers. I think they're spending the money in a more efficient manner compared to the QPR scattergun approach. Sean, the 80s. I was very little in the 80s. Shell suits were awesome. I always wanted an England Italia 90s shell suit. That was always a dream of mine. Never happened. By the way, is Thomas Hitzelsperger still at Stuttgart? Simon, heading off for 30 minutes. Simon, we are appreciative that you join us at all. I understand people are very, very busy. Well, Stuttgart have romped past Ajax. Have a look at the staff. Thomas Hitzelsperger, still the chairman. How much am I worth now? Let's get over to Vallecano then. I'd imagine they've got you in the under 19s. 2.3 million. I can't see the little training arrows anymore, but I reckon there's a decent winger there whose progress we will keep on tracking. Tom Lennox is with us. Welcome in, Tom. 1982 brings back a fun save idea. Can only manage teams founded after a certain date. That is a fun save idea. And you know I'm a sucker for a fun save idea. Stuttgart is the place to be. Yeah, you're a big Stuttgart fan though, aren't you? They sacked me in FM20 and I am still very bitter about it. I'm not proud of how bitter I am about it, but it rankles. I'm not going to lie. It still rankles. Where is my other centre half? Angora struggling for fitness. Okay. Aggie Income. Let's change those two around then. Tyler Morton in the midfield. Makoko out on the left. Kelvin Yeboah on the right. And then Satriano up front. I think is my strongest team. And we're going to put the strongest team out in the first game against Monaco. JB, a Pentagon challenge only managing teams founded in your lifetime. And you were born, I can't remember what we said. It was something ridiculous, wasn't it? Like 2002? You could just about do that save if Phoenix clubs count. Right, here we go, Joshua. Big game here. You're presenting the trophy, by the way. Not that we're going to win it. It looks like Stuttgart will, but we're going to take on Monaco, who've got Svilar in goal. I know him. Not sure I recognise any of these other players, though. Can we get this one in 2D, or are we going to have another little kit clash? Let's have a little look. Oh, there we go. And we're underway. By the way, streaming for an hour. We're on to a second game here. Thank you very much. Morton. He's robbed the midfielder. He's fed Yeboah. It's a sighter, but we're in business. Great guitar player. Like that Carlos Satriano. Did that duet with Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20, didn't he? Very smooth, that song. Very smooth. Oh, Makuku's robbed him. Maybe he's going to be more than a bit part player, because he's looked pretty good in the early stages of pre-season, I have to admit. He's looked very good. And we're doing all the... Oh, I was going to say all the early running. No, we are. It's us again. Here we go. Sue Gray. Oh, it's a bit wayward. 4 shots already. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now Monaco are growing into it. Oh. Unconventional goalkeeping. Here we come again. Makoko's in again. He looks lively as a winger. Not really. Not that much experience playing out wide, but he looks lively to me. Oh, that was a little bit ragged in midfield. We're not creating great chances, are we? Lama, you missed someone in the background of Stuttgart. Sami Khedira as a director. Former Stuttgart player, I think, isn't he, Khedira? Good spot, Benjamin. Honestly, I don't know what it is with your eyesight, Benjamin, but it's incredible. You always spot these tiny minutiae on screen. It's fabulous. It's like you have Football Manager X-ray vision. It's incredible. Thomas Hitzelsperger and Sami Khedira. By the way, I think that that Leia Damus will be streaming Stuttgart for FM24 when he makes his big comeback to Football Manager content creation. Isn't that right, Jochen? He says, hopefully. And Greeno needs to tell us about his FM24 plans as well. Because two of the streamers that I used to watch most regularly don't stream Football Manager anymore. So I have to hang around with reprobates like Pokes and Thoughtsy. Even Wolf used to stream Football Manager and now streams other... Wolf, I'm very uneducated. I'm not sure what kind of role-player games I think they call them, don't they, the kids? Need a little bit more from these players, I think. Games tell stories, hold on. Did you just confuse Satriano with Carlos Santana? Or did you miss a joke? It was tomfoolery, Kirk. It was tomfoolery. It's me doing my dad jokes once more. Thoughtsy. Well, it was great in last night's stream, Thoughtsy. Had a great time. Although your mods were getting a little bit uppity, weren't they? Good header by your Boa. Monkey in the Fog. Sorry you're late. Been driving back from a weekend in the West Country. What's going on playing Monaco? Still in pre-season. Still in pre-season. Don't you worry. A weekend in the West Country sounds good, though. What were you up to down there? Whereabouts did you go? Green Whale starting a DAF feud right now with Redditch. You won't know this, Green Whale. But growing up, Redditch were my closest football club. Oh, no. I grew up about 15 minutes from Redditch. Let me know, Green Whale, have you ever been to Redditch? Do you know what it's like? And if not, I'll give you a little insider's guide. Thoughtsy, you love that you can carry saves over, as there have been a few times it's just not been ready to move on when a new game comes out. Yeah, I think that's the most incredible advancement in Football Manager I've heard in ages. Absolutely incredible. And it makes good business sense for them. I guess a lot of people don't buy the game early because they're not ready to move on yet. So it's going to bring forward people's purchasing decision, I think, because they know that they can take their save into the new version. It's genius. Honestly, whoever came up with that needs a huge pat on the back. It's not something I've ever heard requested. Probably has, but I've not heard it. It's not something that I knew that they were working on. Sometimes you hear little whispers, I think everybody knew that Sports Interactive were working on a new match engine. I never heard whispers. I'm out of the loop, granted. I'd never heard whispers they were working on this thing so that you could take your save ideas with you into the next iteration of the game. It's just genius. Absolute genius. People like Dean, I'd imagine. People like Dean, I'd imagine, were in the know a little bit more, weren't you, Dean? Some would say this joke writes itself. What have I missed, Dean? What have I missed? By the way, Dean, what do you think of the old transfer business? Chong going to Luton. I have concerns. Just when I thought things were going well with the summer transfers that we've had. Oh, this one's going to go to penalties by the looks of it. Stephen, so true. I've got to say from FM17 that you love playing on. I'll tell you what, there's a question, Stephen, that I don't know the answer to. Is it just FM23 saves that you can take into FM24? Or could you dredge up an FM17 save and load that up? Would that work? I don't know the answer to that one. Yeah, it'd be great if you can get those old, like, Champ Manager 92, 93 saves and bring them back. Makoko might have just got us a winner there. Dean, you did know. I knew. Dean, you're a connected man. You're an inside man, aren't you? You're all right with letting Chong go, are you? Here's a little insight into my parenting here, Dean. I bought my eldest two lads, or I didn't bought, I made them a Birmingham City poster for Christmas. Call it child cruelty if you will. Now, they don't sell Birmingham City posters, so I had to make one myself. And send it to one of those print places to get it printed up. And if they sell Chong, none of the players that I put on it will still be at the club. We had Deeney on there. We had Job Bellingham on there. We had Trusty the Process on there. We had Hannibal Meshbury on there. And then Tahith Chong was the other player. And of the 5 players I put on their poster, 4 have gone. Granted, I put lone players on there. That's my own fault. But 4 have gone. If Chong goes as well, I could take those posters down, tear them up. I have to get new ones made. With Kevin Long on and Mark Roberts and John Ruddy. Grew up in Redditch. Yeah, I grew up near. Let's be clear. Near Redditch. Near Redditch. Yeah, let me know, Green Whale. Have you ever been to Redditch? I'll tell you all about Redditch and the Kingfisher Shopping Centre if you've never been. Your concern is whether Gardner is good enough once his contract falls short of giving him their clients. His contacts fall short. I don't know whether this is controversial amongst Birmingham fans. I think Craig Gardner's been pretty faultless with his signings so far. I actually trust him when it comes to bringing the players in. So I don't know. I think he's done really good business. I quite like the idea of Ethan Laird. See how he does. KD3, it's only on FM23. Did they say FM24 saves will be able to go to FM25? I'm sure. Well, I say I'm sure. They can't just have it in for 1 year and then not, I would have thought. Thoughtsy, there are many questions like how will the editor work with all this? Can custom databases move over? Craig, forgot to say, here we go. Carlisle United signing news. Ben Barkley of League 2 playoff semi-final ropes has signed permanently from Stockport. Lovely. And Cabrachik, just come say hello. I love it when people can't make the stream and they just pop over to say hello. That, honestly, I don't know why that gets me so much. I just find it incredibly cordial. I'm big for, not that it's bad manners not to turn up to a stream, but it's just overtly good manners, I think. Just turn up and say, I can't make it. Oh, love that. Pokesy, how to work. Pokes, does that mean that you got sidetracked by solitaire on your phone again? Come on, work, cool. But joined back in the chat about moving saves over. You think for the slower, casual players, do we want to name any names, Pokes? You're on your 2nd season of FM23. I mean, I'm slow, Pokes. I'm incredibly slow at this game. I average 2 to 3 matches per stream. And I'm in the year 2033, Pokes. You know, I've played 11 seasons of this sucker now. Dean, homemade posters are ace. Dean, I don't know whether you'll know this reference or not. But growing up, I used to get all my Birmingham posters out of the centre of Sports Argos. You know, the pink paper on a Saturday night. Obviously, they don't do that anymore. And I think my kids would look at that and go, why are you giving me this? So I had some made. And, they're a bit redundant now, I think. Delighted to announce you'll be able to bring your FM23 career into FM24 across all platforms. Never been there, no. Time in UK limited to London and to Hastings. Remind me, Green Whale, whereabouts are you from? And I'll try and liken Redditch to somewhere where you're from, if I know where you're from. Redditch is... I don't know. What would we say? What would we say, Dean? Fairly concretey, I would say. Concretey. A lot of concrete. Dean, I don't think he's the best man for the job, to be fair. No other club would employ him. You need expertise in critical roles. Bringing me down here, Dean. I thought he was doing all right. I'm not a great assessment of character in football, but I thought he was doing okay. I thought Trusty was good, Hannibal was good, Chong was good, Sanderson was good. I thought he brought through really good players. That's good business. I thought Tyler Roberts was decent for the money. I thought Ethan Laird was a cheeky pickup. I thought he was doing all right. Craig, he scored the winner, take us to Wembley, then wasn't allowed to play against his parent club, but he's back. You were wondering, who is that Kabricic? You see, Kabricic, so Lama... Oh, Polish lesson. Oh, hang on, sorry. It's Kaba Rithic. Kaba Rithic. I feel like I'm still not getting that. You remember the pink 'un, do you? Simon Melville, here we go, Simon. Hello, sir. Long time lurker, first time chatter. Glad we coaxed you out. Just popped in to say hello, back to work, vital details, middle-aged, Bournemouth fan. Weather in London, overcast, cheerio. Greeno, did you hear that? Another Bournemouth fan. Rook, oh right, Lama, how do you feel about the FM announcement for FM24 and FM25? Love it. Love it, honestly. I think what they haven't announced for FM24, and I wouldn't expect them to. They always kind of leave this stuff as like a little surprise. But seeing as all of the big changes are coming in FM25, for FM24, I'd love it if there's a new country. And no offence to Latvia, but something a little bit more depth than Latvia. Mrs. Lama Cypriot, you know, I've been to Cyprus a few times. I'd love to manage in Cyprus. Maybe a bit of North Africa, a bit of Egypt, a bit of Morocco, a bit of West Africa, a bit of Ghana. I'd love that. And I don't expect them to announce that, by the way. Dean, I think you've pretty much summed it up there. The Stevenage of the Midlands, I think. So you're from Lierre, which is where Lierre are from, isn't it? Small town near Antwerp. Sounds beautiful. That sounds absolutely beautiful. My knowledge of Belgian towns is not great, but if you've got any towns in Belgium that aren't that old, aren't that historic, and were built in a hurry, and are just kind of like thrown up concrete buildings, there's your Redditch, I think. There's your Redditch. Chick, sorry, no thick. Chick. You can't blame me for that one, KD3. The signings were good on the whole, but the recruitment department is old-fashioned and needs to move forward. You're not filling with confidence here, Dean. I've just got season tickets. This is the modern long-time listener, first-time caller. Nice, I like that. Isaac, you'd love to unpack some of your favourite signings. What? Hang on. How am I doing this? Sayabonga Nzana? Dastawa Bucharesti? Pokes, you're right, he is a younger. Did you ever get to an Apoel game, Lama? No. All of Mrs. Lama's family are ammonia. Not as in the... What is ammonia? Like a gas or a substance? Ammonia Nicosia. Not Apoel fans. And bizarrely, they're all PAOK fans as well in Greece. Lots of Cypriots follow Greek teams. Anyway, look, I need to be making some changes to the team here. And what are the stadiums that I've been to in Cyprus? I've been to the Paralimni Stadium, the Paphos Stadium, and I can't remember what their prefix is, but Limassol, the team in Limassol. And I got into a little bit of trouble in Limassol, I don't mind admitting. And got Mrs. Lama into a little bit of trouble in Limassol. Honestly, I saw signposts for the... I think they're called Apoel as well, aren't they? They're called Apoel Limassol. We saw signposts for their stadium, and I said, come on, let's go and take a look at the stadium. And it turned out the stadium was open, so we walked in and started having a look around. It turns out local school kids were having their sports day, or some kind of like sports event there. And the locals were none too impressed, I think, about randoms just walking in. But the stadium was open, it wasn't our fault. Greenland would be fantastic. Their season lasts a week or so, and they play on concrete. More African leagues would be great. Greenwell, there you go. Charleroi. I remember Charleroi from Euro 2000. It's a town that England fans basically destroyed. That's your Redditch right there. That's your Redditch. Spencer, I wholeheartedly agree. Egypt would be great. An interesting one for the future, because I know Sports Interactive have got quite strong corporate social responsibility. And they're always very conscious about the ethics of sport. Be interesting to see whether, not whether they come under pressure, but they start to feel an inclination to include Saudi Arabia, given all the players that are moving there. I know ethically that would present great challenges for some people. I mean, we have Man City and we have Newcastle in the game, and no one ever questions their inclusion. I think even Man City are they one of the licensed teams for FM23 perhaps? So I don't know. I mean, those Middle East leagues, if they continue to attract players at the rate they are, I just wonder whether they're going to be included in future versions. Personally as well, and I don't think this is actually going to happen because of licensing issues. I'd love to see Japan back. Old timers will probably remember when Japan were in the game, and it was a long old time ago. I couldn't even tell you the last time Japan were included in Football Manager. But they used to be able to manage in Japan. Can't remember whether they had the J League 2 or whether it was just the J League. But that was fun. I'm trying to rotate my team. Oh, actually, we want him in, don't we? Because I don't want these players to play twice in 24 hours. So let's get plenty of the young guns in there. Still got Sue Gray playing. There we go. I think that means we're going to be lambs to the slaughter against Stuttgart, but there you go. Need to reach out to them about your concussion project. Honestly, it's worth a shot, Isaac. If you DM me, Isaac, I have no contacts at Sports Interactive whatsoever. I am the poorest connected Football Manager creator you could imagine. But I know Stinger, and Stinger knows people, and Johnny knows people. I might be able to find you a name to email. Japan would be great. Sean, you managed to get Japan to third place player for a World Cup in the 98-99 version. Love the J. I'd love to get the J League back in. Wouldn't that be something? I need it. I need a DM, and I don't think I've got one. Bangura's going to have to play twice. Crumbs. Greeno, you're older. You're that old you can remember Prussia. and the Carolingian Empire in FM. Dean, apart from I don't want to refer to you as a contact, Dean. I refer to you as a contact. That makes it sound very, I don't know, very brown envelope. You're just a lovely chap that I met in Nottingham and then drops by my streams to show incredible support. And by the way, as I'm talking about what leagues we'd love to see in FM24, I'd imagine Dean is sat there with a wry smile on his face because he knows, as a Sports Interactive employee, he knows things. And he would not tell us because I know he'll be bound by professional conduct, but I sense that the people at Sports Interactive are very, very confident about the next two versions of the game that they're putting out, which I think is exciting for us rapscallions that buy the game. By the way, Joshua, we're in the final here against Stuttgart. It's kismet, isn't it, that it's us versus Thomas Hitzelsperger in the final of the Casino Square Trophy. Although, the fact that I've had to put the reserves out means that I think we're a long shot for this one. And Stuttgart have started pretty strongly. Bagayoko, there is a championship manager name of the past. Evo Illustration is with us. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Is the reason known why Japan aren't included? Is it a licensing thing? No, you're absolutely right. I think, and I don't know the name of the software company, but the J League have a deal signed with another organization to make a game about the J League, I think, which is obviously pretty big in Japan. At least that's what I'm led to believe. So somebody like Konami or somebody makes a game about Japan. Youngsters will have to tell me, are Japan in FIFA or is there a licensing thing there? So that's why I don't think Japan will ever be included. But it's a shame because it looks like a fabulous league to manage in. Greeno had a great career in the Ottoman Empire. Dean, you're a fan, not a contact. I think fan might be a bit strong, Dean, but I'm always incredibly appreciative whenever you stop by. We're getting outplayed a little bit by old stutters here, aren't we? Hang on, though. Here we go. Christine Aguilera. Flavio. Gives the ball to Groove Rider. Oh, side netting. Side netting. Pokes, the excitement is real. Not inside the stadium, I would say. It's a pre-season friendly. But to us, we know the significance, don't we, Pokes? Or are you talking about the excitement about FM24? Gotta be honest, Pokes, you're excited about everything whenever I drop by your streams. So yeah, a new squid hat arrives and you're excited. Sandra Bullock, here she is. Ah, Saved by the Bell. Konami are the worst. What are we basing that on? They were just the only other games manufacturer I could think of off the top of my very limited head. Do we give the players that played yesterday 20 minutes to try and win a trophy? Pre-season cup that I've created myself, but a trophy nonetheless. Do you have a podium for pre-season friendly tournaments? Well, it could be a moot point at the moment anyway, because we're still being overrun. They're moving the ball around smartly, aren't they? Look at them. They've got gaps all over the pitch. I tell you what, when the ball moved to their striker, we had our defence behind them. I quite like that. None of their shots have actually been on target yet. So that's quite nice. We've got to get Bangura off. There's the DM I wanted to play. I wasn't looking hard enough, was I? let's get a little bit more attacking impetus onto the pitch as well. This is very shallow of me, but I managed Stuttgart in my first ever YouTube series. And Thomas Hitzelsberger sacked me when I was doing rather nicely, I should say. And it still rankles. So even though this is a pre-season tournament, 4 versions of Football Manager later, feels personal. Hang on, let me do some catching up here. Greeno, 2 leagues you would love to see: Cyprus and the Faroes. Cheeky bit of Malta, maybe, as well. And there's some missing around Eastern Europe, aren't there? Like Bosnia. I quite like in there. JB, some say you are the greatest trophy of all. I think we all say that, don't we? Got a 2:30 Teams meeting, Isaac. Commiserations. Get through the meeting. Biscuits will help, I can assure you. And we'll see you all later in the week. Pre-season tournaments are for match sharpness, ticket revenues, and for cold, hard revenge. That's the spirit. I'm bringing the big guns on now. Right, you watch me get the big guns injured for the next 12 months. But I want to beat Thomas Hitzelsberger, and he knows why. So let me get the players on that played yesterday, but are our better players. Let's get Guesty out there as well. There we go. There we go. That doesn't improve the fitness of the players at all, but the players on the pitch now are stronger. And here we go. Look, we're coming forward. Christina. Saved by the bell. Oh, Makoko. Thomas, he did bring the hammer. Former Aston Villa player, I should say, as well, Thomas Hitzelsberger. So I'm not claiming that was part of the reason why he sacked me, but we know what was unsaid. There was a look in his eye. It's just a shame because in real life, Thomas Hitzelsberger is an incredibly likeable character. Oh, darn it. S.A. Rios has scored. There's an old reference for you, S.A. Rios. Maybe Hitzelsberger didn't like... Joshua Brown would know better than me. Stuttgart, did we 4-4-2 it? I've got a feeling we were 4-3-3 because I remember signing Rodrigo, I think, from Real Madrid and playing him as an advanced winger, and he was fabulous. I got a feeling I was 4-3-3 in. I think. Greenwell, you don't mind them not being in the game, as it's easy to recreate them. You mind the limitations. Yeah, you'd like to recreate the entire nation, and that's a whole lot of work. KD3, Gibraltar is great, but huge gaps through the season, which need to arrange dozens of friendlies. But 2 year for gaining nationality and building from the very bottom is so cool. KD3, I've had some great saves in Gibraltar. Unfortunately, FC Hound Dogs didn't make it when they restructured it to being just 1 division, but I used to love managing FC Hound Dogs in Gibraltar. A really challenging league. Because those Lincoln Red Imps, they're a cut above in that nation. Oh, I thought we were back in the game. Thought we were back in it. I don't know why I care so much about a pre-season friendly here, but I feel like pride is at stake. Old Flavio and Groove Rider is having a torrid time. And let's get Kelvin Yeboah. Come on. All guns blazing now. Here they go. All guns blazing. Crikey, thought for a moment you'd signed former Slovenian international and Ipswich cameo player Amir Karic. You got the glasses on now. It's a new gen Karic. I'm afraid. You promised them Champions League, got it, and then they disposed of you. I knew you'd remember. I think it was because our league position was a bit lower the next season, wasn't it? Oh, SA Rios. Ah. Oh. There goes the cup. Hitzelsperger. He's done me again. Mr. Aguilera reference in an FM stream in 2023. Yeah, the revenge. That ship has sailed. You were Lynx. I got to the No way did you get to the Champions League quarters. That is incredible. To get a team from Gibraltar, I'd say to get them out of the Champions League group stages is huge. Quarter-finals is quite the achievement. That's up there with the best. Well done, well done, well done. SA Rios, there you go. Of course, 90s WWE wrestler. He was a bit of a high flyer as well, wasn't he? Didn't he always wear like a nice headband? Yabawa. This is too late now, isn't it, boys? Oh, you've missed it anyway. SA Rios. Never really was a main eventer either, was he? He used to appear on the little spin-off show. Oh, thank you for all your ideas this afternoon, by the way, about what we do going forward. I think, experienced how hard it is switching from one platform to the other. And, yeah, much improvement is needed. Mr. Aguirre also equals SA Rios. Did not know that. Did not know that. A plot twist, Hitzelsperger sends Nom, who I'm still not speaking to, out to pick up the trophy whilst laughing Bond villain-esque in the director seats. Well, at least we didn't get a trophy presentation. I'm pleased with that bit, at least. He wasn't that big of a star. Lita started with him. Lots of loans. Get a bit of money from Europe and focus on building the squad for the Champions League. And you let your reserves win the league. 8-0 per match. That's an incredible performance. Introduce the teenage boys to Lita, though. As a wise man once said, wherever you go, we will follow. Well, I think my preferred course of action would be that. He says, thinking out loud on the spot. We move streams over to Twitch. I'm not sure when, but we move streams over to Twitch because it's a lot easier to stream on Twitch. It's very, very difficult switching between the two platforms. And it seems to be possible to grow on Twitch, which I've not found possible on YouTube. Because nobody knows that you're live unless they happen to be online at the time. And I think we bring the I kept calling them vlogs over the weekend, and JDFM kept telling me off and saying they're VODs. We upload the VODs to YouTube, which I think I know how to do. And so all of the very, very kind people that are YouTube members are, of course, more than entitled to cancel their membership if I'm not streaming. But we'll be uploading the VODs for them. And maybe we should also think about squeezing in a Let's Play series to take us up to the launch of FM24 that we release on YouTube as well. Joshua Brown. That's it. Oh, that is incredibly kind, Joshua. I lost the tournament. How much did Hitzelsberger get? That's incredibly kind, Joshua. Incredibly kind. That's incredibly kind. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, I'm thinking a new Let's Play. It will not be a Let's Play of the ilk of Dobfather, because those Let's Play episodes, I'll be brutally honest with you, are taking me 8 hours an episode to make, because of all the graphics and the editing and the sound effects and the highlights packages. And for 1,000 views, less than, I don't think I can do that. But I think a more bog standard Let's Play, plus streaming on Twitch and uploading those VODs over to YouTube, could be okay, I reckon. You tell me what you think. What does that sound like as a plan? Because I've got to save in mind. Corey, by the way, you're Corey on Smoke on Twitch. Thank you for jumping over. We're just talking about our plans. That's beautiful, isn't it? Somebody from Twitch jumps over to YouTube. Absolutely love that. Greeno remembers Leroy Lita. What a few seasons he had with Reading, by the way. Scenarios, they basically have to click on it the first time it comes up. If not, it probably won't suggest it again. Yeah, it's incredible. YouTube subs not getting live notifications are matters of principle. And do you know the thing that concerns me about streaming on YouTube is that when I started streaming on YouTube, I thought I was being clever and getting ahead of the curve, because there was lots of rumors about people being disgruntled over on Twitch. But I've been shown lots of articles that YouTube have decided that they no longer want to really focus on streaming as a priority. So they're not looking to add new features anymore, like things like raids or even a page that shows you who's streaming, which I'd have thought would be quite useful. And that concerns me a little bit, because I don't think there's any potential to ever increase the size of the channel or the viewership through streaming on YouTube. So that concerns a little. So how does that sound as a plan then? Stream on Twitch. The VODs we upload to YouTube. And start a new Let's Play on YouTube as well. And I have an idea. I have an idea for a series. I don't know. See what you think. See what you think. Craig, the YouTube notifications have to be changed in the person's settings. You've changed yours, hence missing the start of some. Got the notification for today. Pokesy, if YouTube aren't adding any new features, definitely not worth continuing. It seems like YouTube streaming is better if you're already big. YouTube aren't a streaming platform. They're a video platform with streaming. It's got to be Twitch. I tell you what, and Joshua is my manager / agent / all-round hero / pre-season trophy sponsor. So I think we've got to listen, haven't we? Craig, sounds like a good plan. You get to mod it as well, Craig, for your sins. You also want Border Adventure 2 to be uninterrupted, as in not edited. Is that what you mean by that? As in not edited? I just press record at the start like I used to do in the olden days. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be that stripped back, but what I don't have the time to do is scout reports on the opposition with fancy graphics and lots of screenshots and match of the day style highlight packages of the games that you've missed and things. Because that, honestly, that took me a devil's amount of time. It really did. Corey, have you got any deep lying forward recommendations? Because you need one for a championship side. If you're on a budget, Corey, a bit of a stretch for the championship. But look up someone who's been a hero in this journeyman save, Sir Harvey Nibbs, who at a League One level is honestly a fabulous deep lying forward. He's getting on a little bit in my save now, but we had him at Bromley in League 2, 32 goals. We had him at Birmingham in League 1. We had him at QPR. We took him out to France. I honestly think if we'd have got him into the championship earlier, he could have been a championship player. Sorry, what else have we got? As in not mixed with the YouTube stream save. Yeah, as in bespoke. I'm with you. Thoughtsy, you like to think of Joshua as your benefactor, like a Victorian gentleman. Like, I had to read Great Expectations for A-level English. Oh, no, I can't remember. All I can remember is Mrs. Havisham. It wasn't her. What you meant by that is those who came to YouTube from Twitch already have a huge audience. And how did they get there? JB, if you could somehow make the first season be like Border Adventures first season for nostalgia, that would be amazing. You're playing a 4-4-2, Corey. Quite right. God's own formation. And you're only in season, what's that? Is that season 3, 24-25? Check out Harvey Nibbs. As a loan signing, the lad from Leeds, is it Joe Gelhart? He's a good deep line forward who I've had in the past. Probably on loan in the championship, I would have thought. His stats aren't good. Yeah, he's one of those ones whose ability is not hard-coded, I think, into the match engine. So sometimes you get a bit of a duffer and sometimes you get an amazing one. And I think I got him at his best. Maybe you've loaded up a save where it's just randomized it and it's not so good. Check out Joe Gelhart then, who I think might have been at Blackburn in real life this season. But I think he's a Leeds player. He's been pretty good when I've had him in the past. Tyler Morton in. There we go. I think that's going to be our strongest lineup for our final pre-season friendly. We're taking on Dundee, who I'm hoping are going to be fairly soft. He's on loan at Preston, so that's going to be championship as well. How's he getting on? Because his contract's got to expire eventually. And if Leeds are just bombing him out on loan, you might be able to pick him up. Because I've seen him score lots of goals in Football Manager. Stripped back. What is the series or me? Lay on the Llama Charm, and I'm not sure what that is. Your finest hour. I don't know. I need to rewatch this series. I remember Island Dreams very well. I don't remember the charm of Border Adventures. I remember it being clunky and clumsy and basically made up of references to calling people by nicknames. Morton's in for an early goal, though. 30 seconds on the clock. Tucked one away. Yeah, have a look at him, Corey, when his loan ends. If you're playing with attribute masking on, you'll be able to have a look at whether he's at a level for the club that you're playing at. Got a year left and they want 41 million for him. Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely not worth that. It's whether you can get him for nothing when that contract expires. The other little thing you can try, Corey, as well, is just go into transfers and ask either your director of football or your chairman to recommend you some deep-lying forwards, either on loan or for permanent transfer. See what they suggest. It's the best FM series on YouTube. It's not that. Do you want to know what my favourite FM series on YouTube was? It was... Oh, my Coco's hit the post. It was the... most people have watched this, I would imagine. It's the Fort William series that Loki Doki did. I loved that series. Your director of football recommended Kiefer Moore. Probably more of a target forward, I'd have thought, than a deep-lying one, but Kiefer Moore's got to be clocking in at, what, maybe 6'5"? Could be an interesting pickup. Got to be a veteran, though, now, haven't you? 3 seasons in. Trying to think what other players have scored lots of goals when I've been playing FM23. Is it Tyrese Campbell? Kevin Campbell's lad at Stoke? Tom Lennox, it's like reminiscing about an old flame. Was it as good as the memories, or has nostalgia clouded your perspective? Yeah, I don't remember it being any great shakes. Greeno Tour was a close second, you guess, right? Greeno, you know your streams were my favourite places to be. And I don't know why you stopped them. They were a great time. Absolutely loved them. It had the kind of, what's the word? Is it ambiance, or I don't know. I think I'm too old to use the word vibe. But it had the kind of ambiance that I would like to try and create in a stream. I used to love them, Greeno. And obviously you're not making YouTube series anymore, but if you were to ever come back streaming, Greeno, you know I'd be the first one through the door. Corey, you've got him, signed him, out on loan right now. You've got Tyrese John Jules, the Arsenal player. I've seen him score goals. I think he's called Tyrese Campbell as well. I think he's at Stoke. Maybe I'm getting his first name wrong. Go listen to the feeling with which I say Carl Madianga. I don't even remember Carl Madianga, which will disappoint you, I'm sure. You're not old, you are vintage, which is what marketing people call old, I think, isn't it? Gotta be honest, when you set up at your final pre-season friendly against Dundee, and they've not had a shot yet, I thought we might have hit a couple more in the first half than we have done. Been a little wasteful, I think. We've got the first game in the Premier League season against Stoke coming up. Stoke were they the champions? I think they were the champions of the Championship last season as well. Here we go. Here we go, Greeno. Seriously toying with the idea of dipping your toe back in, especially if you end up with a bit more time on your hands. Never say never. That's the stuff. That's the stuff, Greeno. I would say your streams remind me a little of Pokes's without the ridiculous headwear. They were just nice places to be. You got to remember, Greeno, you know, I'm a more senior gentleman. I don't want these raucous youngster streams. No, there was a heavy emphasis on chatting 90s, which is always a tonic for me. I used to love those streams. Absolutely love them. And I completely understand why people stop making Football Manager videos. As I said with the Dobfather, I was spending, 8, 16, maybe 24 to 30 hours a week making those for 3,000 views a week. As like a part-time hobby. That's a huge commitment. But honestly, streaming, it's the best thing I think I've ever found. Because the interactions are live right now. I know only one of us is kind of like speaking out loud, but I love seeing the little messages pop through. Hearing all your thoughts, your ideas, how your own saves are going. I love it when new people find us. They tell us who they're supporting, where they're from in the world. I absolutely love streaming. I don't know how you step away from it, Greeno. Let's freshen things up. We might need some of these boys against Stoke. Let's get Christina out there. Get Rosales a bit more game time. No, Flavio's already come on, hasn't he? The old Groove Rider. All right, that'll do. That'll do for now. Joshua Brown. Okay, here's a better idea. End stream with the squad reading from season 3, episode 1. I don't know what that means. So I get Border Adventures season 3 episode 1 up on screen and I read the squad out. What was I doing in my YouTube series where I was just reading out the squad? Surely I didn't do that, did I? Oh, Flavio's finally in the groove. I know it's Fabio and Groove Rider. End the stream. Reading out the squad. Corey, Jack Vale looks good. 25 at Blackburn, and his stats are good. So we've got 14 for finishing. That's good in the Championship. 12 for dribbling, 14 for passing. That sounds all right. That sounds all right. Thoughtsy, shame as your YouTube was the best quality out there. Well, I don't know. That's very kind words. I think if it was that good quality, people would watch it, wouldn't they? Oh no, we all listen to you introducing the squad. Just let the video play. I don't know whether I'd be able to get the audio to come through. But I'll have a watch of that myself. Got no game. You'd love to stream for FM24. Think it would be just chatting with yourself though. You don't know though, Got No Game. It's very, very hard. I mean, I know I'm very, very, well, I was going to say lucky. I don't know whether I'm lucky or just slow. By the time I started streaming, I had 3 years of building up a YouTube audience. So that meant that streaming, I got a few people watching from the get-go, which I understand is very, very fortunate, but people will find you, and if they like you, they'll keep coming back. Why wait till FM24? Just get going. Get going. Upload the reaction as a short. Every YouTuber reacts to the old content. Well, I don't know whether I want to film myself live reacting to what could be incredibly cringy. Incredibly cringy. I'm going to say that's exactly what I'm looking for the end of pre-season, and it isn't. That actually wasn't. I reckon I've got just about enough time to play this first game of the season against Stoke, which I might regret, because if we lose to the newly promoted club, that is a little bit of a marker as to what this season could be like. If you've got time to stick around for the first game of the season, I reckon we can go a little bit over today. Mrs. Llama's out. The kids have got football club. The eldest Llama is not going to be back until 4 o'clock. I reckon we can play the Stoke game. I think we can do it. By the way, I'm just reminding myself here of the series. Series 3, Season 3, Episode 1. So that's got to be the first season at Toulouse then, hasn't it? I would imagine. And Thoughtsy, top 3 FM series, Mercenary, although you never forgave me for leaving Benin. Let's be honest, you loved it there at Benin. That's got to be one of your FM24 ideas, by the way, hasn't it? An international African journeyman. And then Salford City with Dr. Benji. And then Apollon Smyrnis with Lelujo. Interesting. Corey has got Ellis Sims playing as an advanced forward. That's a good little pickup for the championship, I think. Pokesy, get going now. Hey, our Pokesy speaking. He's gone all David Goggins with his motivational speeches here. And then when FM24 comes, you can do a bigger launch with a new save, as you'll have learned a load about streaming. I hate agreeing with Pokes. It physically pains me. Got no game. But do it. And for what it's worth. Not Toulouse, Toulon. Apologies, Toulon. For what it's worth, got no game, and it's not worth a lot. Yeah, you be the captains. I'll throw my full support behind it. I'll retweet it. We'll try and get some of the regulars here into your first stream. Just give it a go. The worst that can happen is you realise it's not for you and you don't like it. You got to give it a little bit of time. It'll take people a while to get to know you. But somebody like Thoughtsy will tell us. How long did Thoughtsy sit as a mod for Pokes, thinking, I fancy giving that a go, before actually pulling the trigger? And now, how long have you been streaming, Thoughtsy? 2 years? 2 years? Speaking of great streamers, the coach is with us. And now you're on YouTube again. Yeah, you can't tie me to just one platform. Although, coach, we spent most of this stream talking about how I need to pick just one platform. And we think it's going to be... We're going to be Twitch. Sean Paul, what is the media prediction for this season? That's a good question, actually. Let's check that out, because I've not done that, Sean. I reckon we're going to be down there, 17th. So we're going to be playing Stoke first day of the season. So we really need to be picking up 3 points against the likes of Stoke. Green Whale, you worked hard for that. What did we work hard for, Green Whale? Sorry, I've been a bit slow reading the chat there. Brian, you know the feeling about making YouTube videos. You have a lot more going on in other parts of the life, all the good stuff. You got all your improv as well, haven't you? I don't know why did I call it improv? Improv. which means video time is very limited. Done a few short streams though for fun lately. You'll have to tag us in on when you tweet out that you're going live, Brian, and I'll drop by. Joshua Brown, international. Where's this coming from, Joshua? What's this? International Pentagon with every continental competition and the World Cup. What does that mean? Got no game. You've been thinking about doing it now as a sort of test run and getting... Do it. Just do it. You know, here's me umming and ahhing. I'm the last to cast judgment, got no game. I ummed and ahed about streaming for 2 years. And I thought it'd be too complicated. I didn't think I'd be able to understand the technology. I was right. But very kind people have helped me. And I'm sure they'll do the same with you. Very kind people have helped me. Leia Damus set me up on YouTube streaming. Gavin Brash set me up on Twitch streaming. By the way, look at game 2 of the season looming. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Oh. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Text from Mrs. Llama. We're going to have to leave the Stoke game until Wednesday stream. Apparently, eldest Llama is home from school now. He's been ill at school. So has been sent home. So I'm going to have to go in and check on him, I think. Thank you to everybody who's joined me this afternoon. Apologies if I'm causing confusion jumping between different platforms. I think speaking to all of you, has helped clarify what I think we're going to do. Maybe I'll put together a little Discord post. I'll put in the Llama section of the Manager Seat Discord, and I'll retweet it with some firmer plans on. And we'll definitely. Here's what I will say for certain. Here's what I will say. Yeah, Mrs. Llama, it was a little bit like that. We will be live on Wednesday at 1 p.m. and it will be right here. It will be right here on YouTube on Wednesday. And any plans that we make going forward will come after that. See you on Wednesday. Thank you very much. Dad mode activated indeed, Benjamin. We will see you on Wednesday. We'll be taking on Stoke for the start of our season at Crystal Palace. And fingers crossed, it will be a good one. Thank you, Joshua Brown, for the wonderful, wonderful little super chat that you've given.